guys, welcome back to In Case of Econ Struggles. Today I'm going to talk about the help file documentation within Stata. Now this is really useful if you've Googled around or if you've talked to someone, they've told you what command you need to use for a particular situation, but you're not exactly sure how to write that command. Maybe you need a particular option with that command and you're not sure which option or even how to use that option. The help file can be a really quick way to sort of get around any coding issues that you're having. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you two different examples of using the help documentation. I'm going to teach you how to read these help file documentations broadly so that you can use it for any command that you need. The first situation is going to be about the summarize command. So what I've got right now is I've got the auto data set read in, and I've just done a basic summarize command on the data. But maybe what I'm really interested in is just for miles per gallon, I want to know sort of the variance and the percentiles about miles per gallon, just to have a more detailed look at the summary statistics than what I see here. And again, I know I need to use the summarize command, but I'm just not quite sure how to use the summarize command in a way that gives me what I want. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down into my command window and I'm going to type help summarize. Now for any command, it's just going to be help and then space and then put the full command name so that Stata knows exactly which command you mean. Sometimes if you use the shortened version, like if I just use sum here, it really is unsure between are you trying to sum something up or are you asking about this summarize command. So if you put the full name, then you'll just make sure that Stata knows exactly which command you're looking for help with. And when you click enter, it's going to bring up this help summarize page. There are three main helpful parts of this help page. The first is going to be, it's going to tell you how to write the command or the syntax. The second most helpful thing is it's going to tell you the different options you can use with that command. And the third most helpful thing, in my opinion, is that it's going to give you examples that you can either try in a separate Stata page, or you can adapt to your specific data and sort of figure out if that's really the option you want or not, and to sort of troubleshoot and figure out exactly what you want to do. So like I said, the first major important piece is the syntax. This is really useful if you're getting those 198, those syntax errors in Stata when you're trying to run something. So the way the syntax works in Stata is it's going to tell you which command or the name of the command and the shortened version. Everything in brackets is optional. So if you see it in brackets, you don't need to write it. If it's not in brackets, then you do need to put something in. So what this is saying is you can write summarize. You can choose to put a variable list or not. You can choose if or not. You can choose in or not. You can choose a different weight option. And then these other options that Stata is going to tell you about in a second. Now, if you're not sure what a varlist is, it's just a list of variables, but if you weren't sure, you could always click on this guy, and it'll tell you exactly what Stata means by varlist versus varname, and a bunch of other options about what you can do in terms of varlist. Then when you're done reading that, you can click back and go back to your original page. Now for us, we know we want to use the summarize command. We're pretty darn sure it's going to be an option, and so Stata is going to tell us the different options that we can use with this summarize command. What it's going to do is tell you the option that you need to type in on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, this is a sort of basic description. So here, under detail, it says display additional statistics. So that seems like it's going to work pretty well, so that's probably the option that we're going to need to use. And then below the main options, it's going to tell you some notes about varlist and some other things that may or may not be allowed. And again, if you're not sure, you can just click on it and it'll tell you more about it. Same thing with weight. Now under that, it's going to tell you how to get it from the menus. We don't use menus. I, again, highly recommend you don't use menus. Just type it in the do file, so I'm going to skip that part. This is just a really basic description of the command. And then it's going to tell you right here that if you don't put a varlist, it's going to do it for every variable in the data set, which we sort of know. One option that you have is to download the PDF documentation straight from here. I generally don't do this. I don't think it's that helpful. So I just kind of leave it alone. If you want, you can. You can also find these PDFs online. Underneath, right before examples, it's just going to tell you a little bit more about these different options, which we sort of already looked at. But this is, again, if you're just like, well, this display additional statistics wasn't sufficient for me, I can scroll down here and it's going to tell me, again, just a little bit more about what exactly those additional statistics are. So now we can see some examples. This examples is the third most helpful part of this help documentation, because it'll give you some examples that you can either try on your own or you can adapt to your specific data set, where say you're replacing miles per gallon and weight with two variables in your data set. You can replace this if, you can try out detail, again, just with your data set, sort of see how it works and see if it's closer to what you wanted. But for us, we wanted to do miles per gallon and we wanted to use this detail option. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to type sum We're going to type miles per gallon. For the options we saw in that help documentation, we need to do a comma, and then I'll just do a space, and then I'll type detail. And now when I enter that, now you can see I have all these extra percentiles, I have variance, all of these things that I wanted from the initial summarize command that I couldn't figure out how to do. With this help documentation, I figured out that I needed the var list for miles per gallon, and then comma, and then I wanted the detail option. This was really helpful because I didn't have to Google anything. I didn't have to ask anyone a question on StataList or some other forum. Everything I needed was right here in the Stata documentation, and it was ready to go. So now for the second command that I'll talk about, let's talk about regressions. So let's talk about the regress command, and let's look at the help documentation for the regress command. So again, I'll type help regress, and then when I click enter, it's gonna bring up our nice help file. You can see I still have the help summarize tab up here in case I wanna switch back and forth. And now we're gonna look at this syntax. Okay, so now I'm gonna regress. This depth var is no longer in brackets, which means this is required. Independent variables, that's optional if in weighted options. And again, if I'm not sure what I mean by depth var, I can click this and say, okay, depth var is a var name. It's one of these variables. Tell me more about the var list and var name notation. Again, it'll give me some examples if I want it, but really it just means this is a variable. This is another variable. And again, using some econometrics, this is the dependent variable, independent variables, if in weighted options. For options, we have a lot more options than we did before, which is fine because it's going to follow the same structure that it does in summarize, where it's going to tell you what the option is here and the description over here. So VCE type, then it's going to tell you some things that you could do. Again, if I'm not sure which VCE type I want, I could click this and it'll tell me all the different VCEs that I can do and sort of what they mean. Got some other options about reporting. We got some other options about sort of the header and table that we've got in the Stata output. Got some additional notes down here, but again, everything is the same in terms of structure as the summarize. It's just this regression command has more options. It's a little more complicated. Now we've got this description, OLS, and everything like that, PDFs. Again, the description of the options is going to be longer now because these options are more sort of involved, but I've generally found that these are written in a way that's pretty easy to understand. So I think just by looking at this, you'll sort of figure out what exactly you want to do. And then as we keep scrolling, we'll go down to examples. And again, this is really useful because now I can see some examples for linear regression, beta coefficients without refitting the model, suppress the intercept term, already has a constant, like things like that, where it's like, okay, I can probably take the syntax, adopt it in my data set, and I'll probably know how to do it. They've got some other options about weighting, some options about surveys. And so again, I think this help documentation is pretty self-contained, and I can figure out exactly what I wanted to do with my data set, try it out, maybe use a combination of the help documentation as well as Google, and I'll be well on my way. So again, when you're having trouble with a command, if you know what that command is, I think you should try the Stata help documentation first. If there's a specific help documentation sort of question that you have, feel free to drop that in the comment section below. But if this video or these videos in general are helping you out, please like and subscribe. See you next time for another case of econ struggles.